guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons that I thought were pros and cons of living in Hong Kong. And I made a few notes on my phone just because, you know, that's what everyone does. And to make sure I don't forget anything. So if you see me looking at my phone, that's why. Now, one of the things that I obviously have to mention first are the people. The people of Hong Kong, Cantonese people. I honestly was so surprised at the beginning. I found the people to be kind of standoffish, and I thought that they didn't really care to be around foreigners or things like that. But as I was there for longer, I sort of realized that it's more like they're shy, or you know, that they're in their culture, they're not as forward as to want to interact with people constantly. When I started to get to know people more, how kind and giving and caring these people actually can be. I remember the schools that I used to work in, the ladies that were kind of the caretakers, they always used to offer me fruits. All my co-teachers were the most genuinely nice people. They were always friendly, willing to share, inviting me out to share meals. The parents of the kids that I used to tutor, they would invite me for meals. They'd invite me into their home for dinner. They were very kind, giving, caring, you know, just such a lovely people to be around. And especially when you got to know them, I would say that it definitely was like a big thing, that they would treat you so well and be so friendly and kind and genuine. Honestly, they're amazing, and I love all the people that I interacted with there from Hong Kong. The next thing is food. Now, Hong Kong has amazing food. Obviously, it's like a melting pot of cultures, so there are all sorts of food. Chinese food, if you're from America or the UK or even South Africa like me, you kind of have this weird idea of what Chinese food is. It's like this fast food, really greasy, and that's not what Chinese food is about at all. In fact, there are so many different kinds of Chinese food. Obviously, I am no expert, even though I love eating it. You know, some of my favorites are Szechuan, which is kind of spicy, which is from the Sichuan district. It has like this numbing spice, which is really good. And then you get, you know, like Cantonese food, which can be like really high-end food, or it can be kind of like diner style food. And then you also get, you know, Shanghainese food, which is like xiaolongbao and dandanyan and things like that. And you get dim sum. Anyway, there's such a wide variety of foods. And also not only that, but you get great French food, great Italian food, great Western food. Well, those, I guess, are Western foods. And you also get great Asian food that are not from China, like Thai food, and just like food from everywhere. Eating out is very big in Hong Kong because you don't have a huge kitchen, because people don't have a lot of ovens and things like that. I think eating out, and because of the busy lifestyles of people and the cost of eating out being so much cheaper than, you know, cooking at home for yourself perhaps sometimes, I think that is a definite big perk for me. I love getting to know all the different foods. Peking duck, Beijing, also great. All sorts of foods. You can get all sorts of budgets as well. There are great apps like the Entertainer app, which you pay a fee for, that you can get 2-for-1 meals on. There's this app called Eat I Go, which you can go at certain times of the day and you can get money off different food, different restaurants. Amazing. Now, another thing that I loved about Hong Kong is hiking. Now, before I moved to Hong Kong, listen. Again, like I said in my other videos, I'm not really the kind of person that loves to exercise. I mean, I'm a fatty, you know, that's what it is, like, whatever. But I did really enjoy hiking, and especially my husband and his family, they really like hiking, so he basically introduced me to hiking. There's so many great hikes around the whole of Hong Kong. I know you get the Hong Kong Trail, which is an 8 parts. You can do each one by itself, or if you're really brave, do the whole thing. You can do on Lantau. There are many, many hikes. There's the Macalees Trail. I don't know if I said that correctly. But anyway, there are so many different hikes, and some of them are really difficult, some of them are really easy. You know, you can just go walk around the peak, which is really nice as well. So there are so many great hikes, and it's a really fun thing to do in winter when the weather is a little bit cooler and it doesn't rain as much. So yeah, if you're in Hong Kong or you're thinking about going to Hong Kong, an active lifestyle, walking a lot is something I actually also enjoyed there a lot. So hiking, checking out like all different places, just walking around. I remember some of our friends calling it urban hiking. So yeah, that was a really, really fun part of Hong Kong. Hiking. And sometimes really difficult. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was difficult sometimes, as I'm not the fittest person ever. But yeah, I would say some of my favorite hikes, difficult ones, I like the Twins. I did Nong Ping Lantau Peak, Sunset Peak. That was really difficult. And I really enjoyed, we did all first four parts of the Hong Kong Trail, really good as well. Hikes from Discovery Bay to Mui Wo, I've done that a million times, really good as well. So yeah, those are all things that I loved. Okay, another thing that I love about Hong Kong, hiking for winter, and in summer, okay guys, I have to tell you, sorry, I was sitting on my knees so I could get a better angle of myself, but honestly, like, my feet hurt now. So another thing that I loved about Hong Kong is junks. Now, if you don't live in Hong Kong, when someone says junks, you might be like, what the hell is a junk? And sorry for the way I look, but if I'm going to be producing content and working on my business full time, I'm not going to like spend hours getting ready so I can film something for you guys. But yeah, anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, junks. So I don't know if you guys know what a junk is. Basically, I'll put a picture here. It's like a boat. It's like a wooden boat, or like not a wooden boat, doesn't matter, but excuse me. Basically what it is a boat that you charter or rent for the day, and you can either get it catered. I know Jaspers is a really popular company to get a junk boat from, and then you have a few friends that you get the boat with, and you pay a certain amount of money, and you get the boat catered for the day, and you go out in the water to Billionaires Bay or Clearwater Bay or Sai Kung, and the boat stops there for the day, and you swim in the ocean, and you have a few drinks with your friends, etc., 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 and yeah, it's just a great time. I'll put some pictures up here of junks that I've been on myself that you guys can see. If you want to, there are pictures on my Instagram as well of junks, because I love going on junks. I wouldn't say that they're the cheapest thing to do in Hong Kong. It's definitely like something you do once or twice, maybe even 3 times, depending on how much money you earn in Hong Kong. Some people can do it every weekend, and they do in summer. Some people can do it once a summer, depending how much money you make, really. Something that I loved about Hong Kong is how easy it is to get around. Now, don't get me wrong, it can take forever to take public transport. It's not always quick and easy. I mean, certain times it can be, but it is really easy to get around. You can take the MTR, you can take a minibus, you can take the bus, you can take a tram. Most of it is really inexpensive as well, and yeah, it's not very difficult to navigate. There are multiple apps. The MTR has an app. You can learn about minibuses. Mostly I would say ask friends, but even on Google Maps they have routes for minibuses as well. You can Google the different bus companies to see bus schedules. So there are so many different public transport options. You'll never, ever, ever, be lost for transportation to go somewhere. Unless maybe you're going through a really far outlying island. say for instance Tai Long Wan, which you need to hike to, and then you can only get a sampan back, but that's very rare. So yeah, it's really easy to get around, and I would say that is definitely a huge perk, because someone that's from South Africa that doesn't like to drive, it's really nice knowing you don't have to rely on a car. You can just wake up, plan out your journey on public transport, and you can go literally anywhere in Hong Kong in no time. Yeah. Alright, now I'm going to come to some of the things that I didn't like about Hong Kong. Now, please don't hate me, okay? Everyone has their opinion about things, and I am sure that even local people from Hong Kong will agree with me on some of these points, okay? Please comment down below how much you hate me and how I'm gonna go to hell because I don't like some things about Hong Kong. One thing I really, really dislike about Hong Kong, and honestly, it's no one's fault, or it's everyone's fault, if you want to be really technical about it. But one thing that I really didn't like about Hong Kong was pollution. Now, pollution can get quite bad in Hong Kong, and it really affected me. It affected me, okay? It affected me in like I don't know if you guys have ever been somewhere that has really crazy pollution, but basically it feels like you're starting to get a cold. That's what it feels like. You know, your throat kind of hurts, you feel tired, you might get a headache. You know, it's really uncomfortable when the pollution's really high, and then you have to wear a mask, and it's really hard to breathe, and honestly, it's just a bad situation. And if I go hiking, things like that, when it's really polluted as well, you honestly feel a little bit sick afterwards. So it's not a good situation. Like, pollution, we need to beat that, because yeah, it really sucks when it's polluted. And if there was no pollution in Hong Kong, I mean, I would love it even more. And the thing is about Hong Kong as well is it's so beautiful, and there are beaches that are super polluted with plastic as well. Like, if you go into the ocean, there's a lot of plastic around as well. I don't know. I think it's a global problem, to be honest. So maybe it's not just Hong Kong, but I must say, can you hear that? That's thunder, by the way. It's raining where I am. But anyway, so pollution is a big problem. Someone told me that it's a lot of stuff that comes down from China and down the Pearl River Delta, and that's why it's so polluted with plastic specifically, but I don't really know. I just know that that's one of the things I really didn't enjoy about Hong Kong, and it made me really weary to swim in the ocean. Alright, another thing that isn't the best thing is MTRs in rush hour. Now, any person from Hong Kong who's gonna try and tell me that they don't also hate the MTR in rush hour is a liar, because you literally have people, all kinds of people from all over. I've probably been that person. It's like 34 degrees Celsius in Hong Kong. It's hot as hell. You're sweating. You stink. Everyone's like this close to each other. It's like really uncomfortable. And people think I probably have stank in the past as well, because sometimes you just sweat through your deodorant because it's really hot and you've been at work the whole day and you have no freaking power over it, okay? You can't go shower at your workplace. At least my workplace didn't have a shower. Anyway, so you stink, okay? Some other people stink as well, and it's just like stinky and everyone's too close together, and it's just a lot and too much sometimes, and it's really noisy. People are talking, it's just loud, close together. And when I say close together, I'm gonna put a picture up here again of what it looks like inside an MTR during rush hour, and you will see what I mean, okay? So don't judge me for saying I don't like taking public transport when it's busy. Okay, another thing that I don't like about Hong Kong is how expensive it is. Now, I do understand it's a first world country, but honestly, it's been on the list for one of the most expensive countries in the world to live in, and it is so expensive. Now, to be fair, you do make more money, generally speaking, in Hong Kong in most industries. I'm saying this under correction, so if you don't make more money in your industry, please leave a comment down below and tell me how I'm wrong. I'd love to know. I'm not always right. I definitely can be wrong. But anyway, so you do get paid more, but everything is a lot more expensive. Groceries are more expensive. Rent is very expensive. And it's just a more expensive city to live in. And I do understand it's because you get to live in such a nice city and you know there are so many first world facilities. Now, those are the main things that I really didn't like about Hong Kong. I mean, I could go on and on and on about other things, but honestly, I love living in Hong Kong. It was a great experience. I made lots of friends, met people from all over the world, and it truly is, you know, a multicultural city with a lot of opportunities, lots of things to do, lots of places to go, and a great place to make money. So if you're wondering whether you should move to Hong Kong or not, from my experience, I would say give it a go. It's a cool place. Alright guys, I'll see you again soon. Sorry for the light going in and out. It's starting to rain here. Okay, love you, bye.